Woo! Wow. It it's a really, really painful day, I think, for no matter which side or in the middle you land on the conversation about Auntie Buffy Saint Marie. Um, this really, really pulls on a lot of heartstrings and resurfaces a lot of wounds um, across Indian countries. So, I encourage everybody to talk to somebody, about this, to talk about the phenomenon of pretendians. Um, and, I guess the way I feel about it, I felt about it yesterday. Um, you know, Buffy St. Marie has definitely lived her life as a Cree woman and experienced all the vitriol and hate and bigotry that comes along with that, and also been an incredible advocate, um, from the days of the American Indian movement, the longest walk, the occupation of Alcatraz, and right through up to Idle No More to today. And she has been adopted in the traditional protocols of the Pie Pot, and her family from Pie Pot First Nation has made that very clear in the very eloquent letter that they wrote on her behalf in her support. I guess for me, I hope that this conversation elevates the discourse to, um, the idea of sovereignty. You know, um, Part of sovereign nations' rights within their right to self determination is to pick their own citizens. And in the Cree ceremony of adoption, the replacement of a child who has made their journey to the spirit world with another, this goes way back, before Canada, and I guess where it gets really sticky is that this very um, personal conversation about Buffy's identity and the identity of other pretendians, um, or people being accused of being pretendians, um, is is it questions the importance of our sovereignty, our ability to pick and choose our own citizens, which every other sovereign nation on planet Earth has that ability. Um, and or do we allow that debate, to be defined by colonial constructs like blood quantum, etc. After watching the journalism in this expose, the journalism is rock solid. And I think that the journalists did really well in clearly articulating the outcomes of their investigation. And if there's one thing I would say, after like taking the defendian hat off, because I, like many of us, I'm very loyal to Buffy. I appreciate her for all the sacrifices she's made, and but she's definitely guilty of the lie of omission, and that's a tough one. It really is. It seems like Hollywood executives some got all involved there in the world of litigation, lawyers, and Western concepts, and fame around the Sesame Street stuff, which is really heartbreaking because I was one of those kids that watched Buffy St. Marie on Sesame Street. I'm that old. In particular, when she breastfed on national television, a woman of color, um, that was a very significant moment in history. Um, and In many ways, especially in combating toxic patriarchy and the rule of the white man. So yeah, I don't know. I feel all kinds of emotions. My prayers go out to Auntie Buffy. You know, this has got to be a really rough thing, and to her family in Piapot. I'm going to be leaving in a couple hours to Cowessess, one of the communities there in the Capel Valley, to go hunt moose with my brother, who's from there. And I encourage everybody to, be easy on yourselves and each other. Don't use this as an excuse for who's more Indianer than thou. Let's use this experience, whatever side you land on, to advance the cause of sovereignty and self-determination of our peoples. Um, and citizenship is a big part of that. And our sacred ceremonies, including the ceremony of adoption, are very serious things that need to be respected. You know, we've all been that Indian, frustrated with white folks we know, um, especially those of us that have been married to non-native folks and had, mixed race kids and had to deal with in-laws saying, well, that's not your real brother, is it? And having to, again and again consistently explain the idea of kinship and how a Sundance brother or a powwow brother, you might love them more than your blood brother. Anyway, my prayers go out to everybody, and I'm really sorry how painful the process of decolonization is. But we must be present for these conversations, and we certainly must be open to talking about the implications of all of this and other exposés that have yet to come on the scandalous pretendian topic. Anyway, Agustima, be easy on yourselves.